Hello, beautiful soul family. So I wanted to do some card pulls in my earlier videos, but it didn't feel right with those videos. And I just finished dinner and eye twitching again. So a release of energy. So I'm going to pull from 2 decks here. We'll see how long this, hopefully can keep it short and sweet. So we'll pull 1 oracle card for the collective, and then we'll pull a few of the Light Seer Tarot for the collective, and just to see what the collective energy is right now, today, post the day of the 11/11 portal. Again, these videos are timeless. These videos will reach you when they're meant to reach you in divine timing for your highest and best good. So whatever I pull personally and read for you might resonate where you're at. It might be something that's already happened. Maybe it's something you're experiencing now, or it might be something that's coming up. Remember, everyone's timeline is different and things happen different in the quantum realm. When you see tarot readers, we get all hung up thinking this is going to happen now, or it's going to happen in months, or it could have already happened. So I'm just sharing tarot with you in my own way, in my unique, authentic way, and that's might evolve and change. Different tarot readers read different ways, or certain tarot readers read certain energies and frequencies. I'm just going to keep it straight up. Tune in and ask source, ask spirit to just give us whatever information we might need to hear today as a collective, through divine love, divine light, divine truth, divine power, and divine wisdom through unconditional love and light. So again, we're keeping it real, messy, and magical. The kiddo is at therapy right now, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to record a quick video. So let's do this first. I feel called to pull from here first. And like I said, we're going to pull 1 card unless spirit wants to pull another. And this is from my Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. So I find this helpful as just getting different Oracle decks can be helpful. And then we'll pull just a few of the Light Seer cards tonight. I already pulled my own cards earlier. I wrote those down for just my own private little message from the Light Seers Tarot, which I've really liked because the art has been talking to me. And like I said, I've talked in my past videos, and I'll continue to talk about key codes, signs and synchronicities. So pay attention when I pull the card of the art itself, the words on there. See if you get any intuitive hits. See if that triggers any key code activation or sign and synchronicity, some activation within you. Just take a couple deep breaths. See how it feels in your physical body. See if the art triggers something in there as well, because there's a lot more than just there's a lot more there than meets the eye. So I ask, to pull, we'll say 1 card for the collective this evening on November 12th, 2025. Again, these videos are timeless, so you will receive this when you are meant to. You'll see this when you are meant to. And yeah, so we'll see what we got here for the collective. Okay. All right, what do we have here, Spirit? We got one card here from the Oracle deck here. The beautiful Moonology deck. What do we have? And again, I try to let the card fall out. If I shuffle a few times and nothing comes out, then I might check the bottom of the deck. I might split it if I feel called to. Nope, don't have to. So that one fell on the floor. And I don't know, I've heard this say that if it falls on the floor, it's really potent. This is a knee slapper. I've got these so I can read the other deck. Oh my gosh. All right, everyone, read this card. Wah. Take inspired action, full moon in Virgo. So you can take a look at the art. You got the sun with a little bit of like the sundog or rainbow around there. You've got the trees, the grass, the young woman there. But this part is just hilarious because the reason we're posting these 111 or these videos, these frequency shares for 111 days, 0 source, is telling everyone to start taking some inspired action. Don't force it. Believe me, I've tried to force it for months and months and months, and nothing has lit me up until like I said, a couple days ago, and that was because I was activated. I was activated, okay? So inspired action, that is my collective, the collective, anyone that's going to be in my frequency family here on YouTube, my collective, my soul family, my soul tribe, whatever you want to call it. I haven't, whatever. We're going to all start taking more inspired action. And you don't have to overcomplicate it. That could be just be inspired to take a different route to work, do a different type of a workout. You could make some different food, go to a different restaurant, go to a different coffee shop. What else could we say for inspired action? You could change the way you dress, the way you do your hair. So all these things, it doesn't have to be some grand thing. You could start posting YouTube videos, doing more live videos, sharing your real, raw, authentic self, even when you don't feel comfortable, in all the messy, magical ways, okay? So inspired action, there's our oracle card for today. All right, so now we're going to 6:06 on the clock for my numbers, people, for your key codes and or signs and synchronicities. And now we're going to go into the Light Seers Tarot. A beautiful deck. I highly recommend if you like working with tarot or oracle cards, and you can just do this for yourself. That's when I started pulling and working with tarot. It was for me and maybe a couple people in my energy and frequency, but you have to get permission. Don't forget, you gotta get permission. If you're pulling for let's say a mother figure or a father figure, kind of tune in and check in with their higher self. If you're not sure, use a pendulum. You'll get a clear yes or no, and if it's not clear, then maybe you shouldn't. It's just to be respectful of the frequency and energy. All right, I don't know how many cards I feel called to pull right now because I'm going to read from the book. So, all right, Divine Source, Mother and Father. What does the collective need to see tonight from the Light Seer Tarot? What do they need to see, hear, connect with? All right, let's see here. All righty. And again, like I said, I like to work more with it coming out versus, and I'm getting a little better at reading the energy, the art with my intuition coming, amplifying, coming more online, more activating. I mean, I've always been intuitive. We're all intuitive. I work a little differently for me personally because I don't see clearly with my third eye. It's more through my physical body is where I get a lot of my hits. All right, so let's do, I don't know, how many do we want to do tonight, Spirit? What do you think? What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Okay. Usually if a couple fall out, we usually take that. That was in reverse. So I'm going to take them as they fall, whether they're upright or in reverse. All right, let's do 5 more. 5 more. Let's do 2 more. Let's make it 5. And that basically came out before I said it. So we're doing 5 cards tonight, okay? And then we'll do Knight of Swords, bottom of the deck. Okay, so we'll do a shuffle and then we'll do bottom of the deck energy. So let's see here. 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to look at bottom of the deck yet. I'm going to be just as surprised as you are because the cards have been pretty... Spirit is amazing. They really are hilarious sometimes. I'm telling you, when you start laughing out loud with the signs and synchronicities or key codes, you'll get it. All right, first card. Let's look at the beautiful art there. The 4 of Swords. So you might resonate with the 4. You might resonate with Swords. You might resonate with the nesting, the heart, the curl up. This actually reminds me of like just that sacred cocoon, that sacred, which I talked about in a couple of my videos. So this is not a surprise that just the art here tells me that sacred pause. You're just in that healing state. You're in that protected state. You're here to work, do a little bit of work. All right, I'm stepping over my words. So again, I apologize. The Mercury retrograde has really got my tongue, especially starting these videos. My words have been stumbly. So this came in the upright. So we're going to read what she has for the Light Seer portion and then her little quote at the bottom. So both of those have been quite fun to read. So at a time of deep rest, transmutation, It's that sacred pause. It's that deep rest. That transmutation goes along with my other videos I posted today. Healing from burnout, taking a brief holiday from your reality, renewal, and self-love. So you don't have to like go on holiday. You can actually create your own holiday and rest and renewal and transmutation. And especially with all of the stuff that people are being activated right now, there's a big call to rest more because you're going to be transmuting, cleansing, clearing, detoxing, as well as the integration. So you might, you know, get all the stuff and then now you need to integrate it. And then once you integrate it, and then there's that embodiment. So it doesn't happen all like in one day. It's not a one and done. Okay. We'd like it to be, as we are as humans. All right. The Eight of Pentacles. So again, so much color. There's like all the colors there. We got the moon cycles here. She's looking out at all her stuff. So I see candles and books and journaling and feathers and just like bowls of herbs and stuff. So that art really resonates with me on a lot of levels right now. And the number 8. So let's see what the Eight of Pentacles. And I just got this, so I am just fascinated with I haven't even looked at like each card. I've only seen it as it is falling out. 11:22 on the timers for my numbers. So Eight of Pentacles. And again, I use the book because I that's just what works best for me, okay? Mastering a skill, an expert craftsmanship that you put into work, methodology, process, patience, and determination. It's your sole purpose. So that kind of, again, are we pulling for me and the collective? Yes. So I pull for the collective, but this is resonating with me as well. So clearly I need to see these as well. So with loving determination, I persevere and I become the person that I long to be. Okay. All right. So we've got the Five of Wands. Let's take a look at all of that there. All right. That's some fire there with this. There's art, this fire, all right. Let's see what that says. I haven't seen that card yet, and I'm not quite sure if I'm in resonance of that. It doesn't feel like it right now, but that doesn't mean anything. Where are we at the Wands? So again, this is with me reading this way. It takes a little longer than just the tarot readers that read energy off of the cards, or actually can hear here. All right, so Five of Wands, competition, conflict, ambition, challenge, being pushed by others to excel, brainstorming, mental jousting, adrenaline and aggression, surpassing limits, dynamic energy, and leveling up. So I guess the first thing that might come to just my mind is maybe you are trying to push or force things to level up, and not necessarily in a balanced way. I guess that's all I'm guided to say. So the little quote she has here is, I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. Yeah, so that's what we need to focus on. So the Nine of Swords came up in reverse. All right, so we've got Spirit here with the birds, and then we see the white bird there. Hands in her face. Pillow. So what do we have when the Nine of Swords in reverse? And see what I get off of that. All right, so paranoia, deeply anchored fears, inability to think clearly, inner turmoil, negative self-talk, affecting self-esteem, and an opportunity to actively begin the healing journey. All right. So I guess what I'm getting off of that a little bit for the collective here with that particular card and in this particular entry here is that maybe your ego is getting the best of you. You're getting really wrapped up. You're spinning your wheels. You're creating more chaos in your mind, which is affecting how you feel, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. Maybe go a little deeper, do some shadow work, do some healing. All right, and that's kind of what I'm getting off of this card here is the shadow and the light. All right, so maybe you need to just let go and let God, basically. I see my fears as the illusions that they are. So fear is one of the biggest illusions, okay? Fear is one of the biggest illusions out there. So we want to sit in love, embody love, share our love, and release all the fears. Release all the fears, okay? Fear is an illusion. False evidence of appearing real. Fear, okay? So next is this Judgment card. This Judgment card has come out. I've only had this deck a couple of days, but this Judgment card has come out a couple times. So this card, take a look at the art. See again, if it triggers you, activates you, any of it's the number 20. All right, let's see what the Judgment card has. 1552. 1552. All right, 20. All right, Judgment, self-realization and understanding, spiritual awakening, redemption, knowing your mood, knowing your motives and your heart to be true, total transparency, a glorious unveiling of spirit, and Judgment, basically Judgment is being called. Judgment is being called in the collective, in your own personal space. So Judgment is being called. All right, hello, Essence. I invite you to show up every day and invite my soul to shine unapologetically. Okay, last card of the night before I pull bottom of the deck, or show bottom of the deck, 4 Pentacles. So she's really holding on to those pentacles really, really tight. So I don't know if she's got a little bit of fear, we'll see what what it says, but just take a look and see again if that activates or triggers anything in you. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, 4 Pentacles, stability and savings. Okay, so she's saving, she's stability, she's generously accepting her worth. So feeling worthy, standing in you, worthy of all of the wealth in the world. And wealth, there is no lack. That's a false line, a bullshit. There's enough for everybody, okay? We gotta like deprogram ourselves from this lack mentality that's been generationally programmed, okay? There's plenty for everybody. All right. Being in flow with the universe, feeling gratitude, helping others in times of need. So if you were able to give a buck to the person, give some food to somebody else, share your wealth with somebody else, that's a good thing, okay? I live an abundant life and I have more than I need. Right? We have more than we need. We might have everything we want, but we have everything we need. Okay? All right, let's see what bottom of the deck is. And we need to take that in the upright. Magical magicians. We are all motherfucking magicians. Some of y'all just might not know it yet. We're all magicians. Check that out. So that down there, I'm going to tell you this little story. I'm just called to share this. Spirit wants me to share. So we got the infinity symbol. So that actually came up in some of the Reiki energy work I was doing on someone last night. And it was basically the infinity sign in a rainbow ribbon. So I'm called to share that. So I am. So the infinity symbol itself, but the energy work was this crystalline rainbow frequency, just kind of like going over all up and around her. Now, for me personally, I was a tree frog the other day. You know, I don't know if it was a meditation or dreaming, where I was jumping portals, but they were multicolored portals, like chakra colored portals, and they were like flat like that, and I was jumping and jumping and jumping. So like timeline jumping is the best thing, but I was a tree frog doing it. It doesn't have to make sense, right? I was a tree frog jumping portals that were colored. So we've got that violet color. So let's see what the magician says, and then I'll let y'all go. Let y'all go. So Magician, it is the number 1 card. Number 1 card. The magicians, your skills, your natural talents, your powers of manifestation, creativity, and resourcefulness. So again, that's very aligned with the collective and where we are going. We are all naturally skilled with our abilities. Our abilities are coming more online and online. Don't be afraid of your skills and your abilities. You are worthy. You are capable. You are strong. You can hold these gifts. Excuse me. You have the power to manifest. So be very mindful of the words you are speaking, the thoughts you are thinking, because those words and thoughts are spells. So just be very mindful of that, and do not speak ill of other people, because that's a form of words and spells, aka magic, magician. Thank you, Spirit, for the guidance on that. So be very mindful of your speak and your thought towards not just yourself, but those around you as well. Super important now more than ever. And you'll find that you're becoming more and more resourceful as we continue to grow together. I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action, and that is the truth. And you're going to continue to see that all around you with yourself and other people that you resonate with, okay? We're all here to be sacred mirrors. We're all here to share our energy and frequency. So thank you for hanging out with me for this little oracle pull and this tarot pull. 2111 on the clock, and I will see you all tomorrow for more videos, more fun, more magic. Love ya. Bye.